Rumble has their or the audio is working good on there too. Set up, good to go. Odyssey, and I believe I've got one more, don't I? Oh, Rumble, Odyssey, and Minds. Yeah. So it's Odyssey. Okay, good. Everything looks like it's going good. I'll go to Twitch real quick. See what it looks like in quick. There we go. Dude, you should see the way freaking Twitch looks. It is professional as hell. You just have to get used to the phone type setup, you know what I mean?
I just thought I messed with Twitch Monster at all, really.
I just put it on there because it was, you know, an option. I don't really get into Twitch. It's like there's loopholes, or not loopholes, but freaking you have to jump through hoops to do anything on there productive. So I don't really invest too much.
Hey, did you want me to reach out to Christian or Hot Lettuce, aka Christian, to see if he would be willing to do an interview with you?
I'd love to have him, being honest. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I'd like to see how he's doing. Be honest. I mean, I
still correspond with him some on Facebook. I can reach out.
Like, you realize he's not even on Home Away from YouTube anymore, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen him, but I know I see him on Facebook from time to time.
Yeah, I'd love to frickin' hear from him, find out what's going on with him, because...
Yo!
Hey, what's up, John? You there?
There's a vanity hour.
I heard him. I don't know if he's here or not. There he is. There he is. Look at that. He even got all technotronic on us and shit.
I don't do things in half measures.
You should see yourself, man. I got it set up on Twitch. You look like a pro.
Yeah, but, you know.
You do. You look like a pro. I got you set up with your logo up on top with old John's Gaming World. And then...
Alright.
Then we got your face right down below it.
Okay. I can't see that. I can't see the logo, my logo on it.
Let me see if I can send a link to the Twitch account to share it.
It's okay, I can see it after you record it. It's alright. It's alright. Don't do it, you know.
Okay. Don't want to mess up a good thing, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Actually, let me double check. Yeah, there it is. I'm double checking to make sure you're on there, right? So, it's one heck of a morning. I actually got up in time to do this too, and I'm still freaking like trying to think my way through all of it. Yesterday whooped my butt. I did how many interviews? I did 3. And
that's a lot, wasn't it?
And then I did that questions and answers for you. That's 4. And
yeah, my voice is going by then. By that one. I only did 2. My voice is going.
Oh my god. Now, Darker Things is here with us. Doug. I wanted to see if I could get freaking Crappy Gamer to come in here, man, because I was able to get him to, or convince him to do an interview and everything. And I know, like, you and Doug go back quite a while with Crappy Gamer, so.
Yeah.
You know, it'd have been nice to hear from him.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah. It would have been. There we are. It's just not meant to be, you know.
Yeah. We'll invade him next time whenever he comes on. I've got him on the schedule, so if you want to come in and give him hell.
Yeah, I will.
You're more than welcome.
I'm good at that.
You know how he gets. He starts playing games, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to play games no more, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
come on, man. You started getting into it.
Better? That's a bit better. Put my light on. Oh, look, no, I can.
Look at you.
That's why you see us not finish games on my channel, because my son loses interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Look at him. He's looking at himself and making himself up and look good. Everything.
Well, you gotta do it, ain't you?
He's a superstar.
You know, I got my light all working last night. I got a very expensive light, and I couldn't work it because of my Wi-Fi. Because it's supposed to be on 2.4 gigahertz and my Wi-Fi's on 5. And so I actually got it sorted last night, so this is why I can adjust it now. I could use it before, but it'd be like one fixed light in, you know. And if I had shadows or anything, I couldn't get rid of them. But like now, I can. So.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so we got 1 minute to go.
Okay.
Now, whenever I start up, I'll just give a brief introduction of you. And what I'm basically going to do is say, you know, give a little bit about your past, your history with gaming. You don't have to mention all the other stuff. Just talk about gaming. We've
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I'll keep it to gaming. Yeah.
We've covered all the other stuff.
I'll keep you know, the time I sacrificed the goat, I'll keep that all out of it. Like, it's fine. You know, I won't mention that. Like.
Oh, you can if you want. I mean, I just figured you know what I'm saying. Just if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. Like, just if you want.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I got plenty to talk about the game anyway. Plenty.
Okay. And just so you know, while you're doing that, I am going to step away to get coffee, and I'll be right back. So fill up some time for me.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna do my countdown and start hitting record. So 3, 2, 1, now. Hello everybody and welcome back to Home Away from YouTube. Today is my second episode, technically first interview. The first one was of Rapid giving a description about what he was doing on his channel, but today I've got a special guest. He is no longer on Home Away from YouTube, but at one time he was a moderator for Home Away from YouTube on Discord, and he has been around with everybody in the community who's been here for a while, for quite some time. So I didn't think that it would be appropriate to go further without having him on the streams as well. I tried to reach out to Sammy Bug. She said that she wasn't going to be able to do an interview, which is fine because we've got Old John, and Old John is going to tell us a little bit about himself so that we can hear more about him. I've known him for a while. I mean, I can't even tell you how long, to be honest with you. I know it's been at least 10 years. So I've done other projects with him, but today we're just going to stick to gaming. He's been very influential on me, and I know he's been a big influence on Darker Things, who is a part of the panel. And before we get started, you want to say hi, Darker Things?
Hey, John, it's good to see you.
Hey, Dad. How you doing, man?
Doing well, brother.
You need to check your messages on Discord, by the way. From me. I've sent you some messages. I think you've seen them. Anyway, back to me, is it?
Yeah, I'm still in response, but I'll definitely get back to you.
Okay.
Okay, so with all that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you now, Old John. It's your go.
Right. So my story's a little bit different to most. Is I already had a fairly large YouTube channel before I started my gaming channel. I had a channel with over 100,000 subs. And I always been drawn to do a gaming channel because I love playing games, consoles. I've got virtually every console known to man here. And 2018 I started, it was like a part-time project at the start. I was literally doing about one video a month of anything I like playing. It was no direction, no real focus to it. And I used to share them on my bigger channel, and they used to hate it, but I just to get it off the ground, I used to do that, you know. And I sort of went like that for probably a year or so. Then I stopped sharing there. I stopped that, and I started to go into a bit more retro stuff, older consoles like the Mega Drive and stuff like that, because I quite enjoyed that. And that cost me a fortune to get it all set up, but I did it. And I started that, and around that time I was doing a bit of WLC, and I think around that time I went home and away from YouTube back then. Met a lot of great people. I'm still friends with a lot of them now, and really helped my channel grow, gonna be honest. It really did. But it got to a stage where I just didn't have no time to do it, to watch WLC. I just had no time. I've got no time now to watch videos. It's really bad. No time at all. So that's why I sort of had to stop over Christmas one time. And what sort of happened with me, I'm not going to say it would happen with everyone. It was around the time I had about 800 subs, and I had to stop for around a week, 2 weeks over Christmas. I just had no time to WLC. So what I noticed is after a fortnight away from it, my YouTube started recommending my videos more, and I was getting views from recommendations, and it was growing quite tidy. But obviously wasn't getting as many views as WLC. No, I wasn't, but I still was getting a nice steady views from that. And I sort of thought to myself, well, hang on a minute, there might be something here. So after Christmas, that Christmas then, what I did was I started focusing on Sindan light gun games. No commentary, I just focused. I did about 70 of them. It went for about 6 months. I did loads of them. No commentary gameplay, didn't share them on WLC anywhere. And my channel started to grow. Obviously, my watch time dropped because of WLC, but it started to grow steadily without me really sharing them anywhere, so which is encouraging. And then I noticed that I do a lot of games. I sort of started to focus on arcade games a lot more. I did like start using a PC emulator called Technoparrot mostly. I played a lot of arcade games that previously you could only play in arcades, but through the emulator you could play them on the PC. And to be honest, that's the videos that YouTube shares, and it's recommended. I don't know what it is, whatever they do, they share your videos. So I've got one video I did last year, Deadstone Pirates, and it's averaging about, it's averaging, it's crazy amount of views. I get up to 2,000 to 3,000 views a month from it, just that one video. And if you look on my top 10, all of them are arcade game videos, and I don't share them anywhere. It's just YouTube sharing them to the public and what have you, and they watching them. So it's got to the stage now, because I've done this for so long, that because YouTube keeps recommending my videos, and my watch time is gone above what it ever was when I used to do WLC. Because when I was doing WLC, I used to find out that I used to be like, I knew you needed to get 330 odd hours a month to get to about 4,000 watch time hours in a year. And I a few times got to about just under 300 with WLC, but YouTube always took about 60-70 hours off me every month for whatever reasons. Just took it off me back then. I think it was because of WLC, I don't know, but it just did. Now my watch time every month is between 320 and 340 hours a month without me sharing anywhere. I don't have to do a thing. I'm just putting the videos up now, and now it's sharing it all for me. I haven't reached the monetization level yet, but I'm on nearly about 5 short of 1100 subs, so I've got the subs there. They're done now. And so that's pretty much where I am at now. I don't. I go through spells where I update every day, and then I go through spells where I don't update for maybe up to a month. I've got no fixed schedule really with the gaming because it's like a part-time interest to me. Even though I love the channel, it is a part-time interest. But I will say it's one of the hardest things I've ever done to get my channel to over 1,000 subs. It really was hard, but I finally got there, and I'm so relieved that I have. But yeah, I love my channel, and I've got 2 other gaming channels as well. A dungeon crawler channel and a Harry Potter themed channel, which I don't do much with, but I may do in the future. So that's pretty much me wrapped up. So there.
It's very good. Now, you know pretty much my routine on how I do things. I do it at a round table kind of format, so I want to let everybody know that this is opened up to the panel for questioning. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask, okay? Old Jen.
Yeah.
Is he still
You want me to ask questions?
Yeah, understood.
Okay. You want to ask him some questions, Darker Things?
I heard you mention that you stepped away from the WLC and you saw improvement in the algorithm suggesting your videos.
Yeah.
Have you found anything else, like a certain time limit on videos getting more suggestions versus like shorter time?
No. It's only selected videos that YouTube seems to have gone behind my arcade stuff. Because all my top 10 is arcade stuff. Doesn't matter where else I try. I do reviews because I get keys from Keymailer. I get to indie games and I review them as well. And I might get like 30 to 50 views average, and then it just stops dead. It doesn't go no further. I know if I did WLC, I would probably get more views on them. I probably would, yeah. But because I'm getting so much from my arcade, I don't really need to push it. You know what I mean? I don't have time to anyway. Yeah, but it started off. I was on about 2,000 hours watch time for my year. You know that you got, yeah, it goes from year one day to the next. It's over 365 days your watch time. I was on about 2,000 when I was WLCing. It dropped once I stopped. It dropped down to 1,200, and now it's back up to just about 2,000 now again, and I'm not WLCing. So it took a while, but I went from 800 subs to nearly 1,100 without WLCing, just from YouTube mainly recommending my stuff. And it's sort of, it's good because I can use my energy in other places now, you know. So I'm quite happy about that because I've got so many channels. I need to like spread myself out a bit, you know, and it actually suits me that it's happened this way. It may not suit everybody, but I just saw it. I just saw that when I stopped. As I say, I stopped for Christmas because I couldn't do any, and I started to see a gradual rise in my recommended. It was just you could see it going up, you know. And while I was WLCing, it wasn't really happening. It was very, very small amount. Once I stopped, it started to grow, and it's grown ever since. It's still growing. So I don't feel the need to go back to it then, you know. No.
I've kind of noticed that too, because like here in I'd say in the last month or so, month and a half, I haven't really been committing to the WLC as much as what I usually do, because usually I post one video every day, and it got to the point where it was religious. But for some reason, I just right around Halloween, I did my Halloween WLCs and I stopped doing it. And from that time period to now, I mean, my subscribers have literally doubled. It's gone from
really,
it's gone from
that's really cool.
It's gone from 175 all the way up to almost 300, and that was within a 2-month period. So that really does help me, because hearing you say that, you know, I thought it might have been something to do with ad blockers, because I just recently stopped using ad blockers because YouTube's forcing people to do that. So I was thinking maybe it was that, but I never thought it could have been WLC too.
Yeah, they tend to I don't want to put people off because I know it's got a lot of positives. Just to say, I met a lot of nice people, including Doug, yourself. Not yourself. I knew you before the WSC, but I met a lot of nice people. Through it, and you make friends. It's good. It improves your community, improves your confidence. You help each other out. There's a lot of positives from it. I'm not saying there's not. It's just for me. It wasn't for me in the place I was at the time. It just wasn't for me. When I stopped doing WLC, I put myself 100% into the Sinden light gun games, which is quite a niche for the channel, and my channel really started to take off. And I couldn't have made so many videos if I was WLC, and I just couldn't do it. I was turning out more videos because I stopped WLC than if I was doing it. Because I couldn't do it. I didn't have time. It's like you've got a certain amount of hours for the day, and you've got like maybe an hour to create content, and you need maybe 2 hours for WLC. And well, once the WLC is taken out of the equation, you suddenly got up to 2 hours or 2.5 hours to do or 3 hours to do your videos, and it gives you more freedom to do more. And for me, that's what it worked out, and it suited me down to the ground. But you can check on your algorithm if you're seeing your videos are being shared by YouTube. Then there we are. It just proves what I've said. Then But it happened to Sammy as well. She was when I used to get so despondent about seeing views taken off me all the time, and it was the same with her. She was happening to her exactly the same thing. I remember it when I was a moderator there, that it kept happening, and so for me, I won't go back to it. No, I won't be going back to that.
I hear you.
For sure. At the moment, as where I am now, no, I won't be.
Well, I know you mentioned it a little bit yesterday about maybe coming back to the channel. Okay, and
oh yeah, you can send me an invite. Come back, yeah, because I miss the people, like the community. Yeah, I would come back. You send me an invite, or if you can, I don't know how the system is there now.
And just to let you know, this is an open invitation for you to freaking kind of get involved in this part of the home away from YouTube. You know what I mean? Help me out with some of the stuff on these videos and stuff, because me and you've been doing other projects together. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, of course. I always like doing, jumping on any videos when I can. I'm a bit restricted from my late night ones now for me because for personal reasons. I have to get my son to sleep every night now, which I wasn't doing a few months ago when I was joining you and Karma, doing your streams and stuff before. But I have to lie down next to him and get him to sleep, and half the time I fall asleep myself. Yeah. So it's just no late night streams I can't do anymore while this spell is going on. It may stop in a few weeks or months. Maybe he'll want his mother more than me again. I don't know. But at the moment it's all me, at the moment for him. So yeah. I've got to, as a parent, I have to do my duties. Late night stuff I can't do, but stuff in the day like this, yes, no problem. Especially when he's in school. Maybe even sometimes when he's off school, because he keeps himself occupied. He's not he doesn't need a lot of work, when he's off school. He keeps himself to himself. He's got a lot, his toys and whatever, he's got a lot of stuff to do. But interviewing, no, I wouldn't I wouldn't be interviewed or interview people as a one-to-one while he's off, because it could just ruin the interview, couldn't it, if you're just doing it like that. But if in a shared environment like this, and I could just jump in and jump out, it's fine. I can do that. Yeah. For sure.
And Darker Things is on the panel, that's basically, he's got the freedom to get up and go, and that's what I'm saying. If you want to jump in and be a panel member.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because being honest, I wouldn't have known anything about Home Away from YouTube if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? Ever since you left.
Yeah, I think I got you in there, didn't I?
Yeah. Ever since you left, I feel like a freaking orphan. Rockstar barely talks to anybody anymore, and it's like Sosi. I haven't had a message from a Sosi in at least 6 months, and that's weird. That's weird with him, because he was always, doing WLCs with me and stuff, and he just fell off the planet. He still posts, but he never tags me. So.
Oh, that's a shame. He's a nice guy as well.
Yeah. I've met a lot of new people. I still talk to Darker Things. He's always been around, and we've talked and stuff, but like I've met new people on here. Don't get me wrong, you know, but it doesn't feel right like it did back when we were all doing WLC on your channel, you know, and that's why I'm saying it just doesn't feel right being on home away from YouTube without you, old John. You know.
Well, send me an invite then when we get off this. Send me an invite.
Okay.
It's Sammy. No, it's Sammy doesn't run it now.
I come for periods of time and then I dip out. Just when life presents itself, I have to do more real life stuff will have constraints and demands on my time that I'm kind of not available, but I give my time when I got it.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned from John is balance. He and I had conversations when I was, feeling burnt out doing my gaming channel or being frustrated with my son not wanting to do something. John emphasized balance and enjoying what I was doing more than creating content, and maybe had me explore perhaps if I wasn't forcing myself to make content and just not enjoying the process of playing the game anymore. And he's real good at giving me that chance to just kind of self-reflect on stuff, put things in order, prioritize, so to speak.
Yeah. Balance is everything.
No, you gotta say something about that. You just can't let that go, man. He just said.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to say. Yeah, we're all are capable of being burnt out. Especially gaming's the worst of all. Mm-hmm. But if you're gaming and you're trying to network it as well, it's hard. It is a lot harder because you've got to the energy's got to be in two places. So just focusing on your gaming, in my perspective of it, and I appreciate what Doug said. Yeah. If you get stressed out doing, same with me now, as you know, Roger. I've been doing these enlightened interviews for the last 2 months. Done 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for different circumstances, I've been shown you need to take a break, and I think, well, yeah, okay, I'm ready now to take a break. I've been doing them solid. I'm not, I'm not saying I'm going to take a break from YouTube and just break from them because they're hard work to set up, and it's just get going. People to be where you need them to be, and it's just hard going. And with Christmas coming up and everyone's here, there, and everywhere, it's just sort of like have a little break and start again, maybe the new year, whatever. But in my olden days, I could never take a break. If you take a break, you'll lose 10 subs or you lose it. No, just what the fuck, what the hell does it matter? Life is what matters. YouTube, and it's a hobby for all of us, which might become more if we're fortunate enough. But YouTube should be fun, and if it stops being fun, step back, take a break. It's not the end of the world. If you lose 10 subs, it doesn't matter. They couldn't have been proper subs. You'll get them back, or you get some new ones. So that's my view now. I mean, just relax, enjoy the ride. Just don't worry about stuff. Because gaming YouTubers are the worst. They worry about everything. They think, oh, is my thumbnail right? Is this right? Is this right? Just leave it go. It doesn't matter. Just have you. If you enjoy gaming, like we all gamers here, we all love gaming. Just enjoy it, and let people see that in your videos. The reflection of you enjoying yourself and making a decent product, and just do that. And the people out there, if they're meant to find you, they'll find you. So that's my view on it. Anyway, I appreciate what Doug said. It was really nice as well.
That was nice. That was really nice. Another thing, I'll go farther with that. Not just gamers, but specifically the worst ones are the Minecrafters. Okay, now Minecrafters are horrible. They have characters with square heads. You know what I mean? Everything on that game is square. And if you don't have your resolution the way they freaking want it to be, they will literally troll you on YouTube and make comments repeatedly on your freaking videos about resolution, okay? And they're running around with a character that has a square head. You know what I mean?
That's funny that you should mention that, Roger, because my son has tried to get me to play Minecraft. I said, that's like a step back. We've beyond,
Yeah.
all those blocks and pixels. I think Outrun's got better graphics than that, and that's going way back. Those graphics sometimes look worse than Defender. I said, the whole point was to progress, not go in reverse.
I don't know. I still love Defender. That was the best game ever made. Just my personal opinion. I don't think anybody else agrees with me. At least that's not what the analytics say. But I'll still play Defender any day of the week. Now, I
saw this option, and I know John's got a collection of consoles, but I saw this option. There's this new 2600 that comes packed with like 10 pre-packed games, and it's actually compatible with the cartridges for the 2600. And I think a model above it, but it can go into the new TV set. So I wonder if John had heard anything or had an opinion on that.
No, I don't heard of that. No, I used cartridges. What do they call them? I see it now. Oh god. I can't remember what they call them now. They're basic cartridges that fit into, say, your Super Nintendo, your Mega Drive, like that. You get an SD card, you put the games on the SD card, play them. Basically, you can play with the original console, say like your Super Nintendo, you can have all the Super Nintendo games all on one cartridge, plug it in, and you play them all from a menu and play them on your console. I have to do them. I've got loads of them, Everdrives they're called. I've got a Nintendo 64 one, I've got a Super Nintendo one, Mega Drive. They don't do it for the Saturn, but there's other ways to get around that with the Saturn. Dreamcast, you can get one with you have to change something in your drive. You take the CD drive out and you put something in, an SD card goes into it. But I've never done that. But it's done. But I've not seen ones that go onto TV. No, not them. Actually, I'm thinking of something else. No, I don't think I have. I'm not. I've seen some stuff on YouTube with like big multi-systems. I don't know if that's what you mean, and all the games are on them like that. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure of exact things what you're saying. I'm not sure.
Did you say a name when you was talking about that? Darker Things.
Yeah, it's a throwback to the Atari 2600 with the wood grain. It looks just like the old console, except it's got ports in the back to hook up to the modern day TV. But it also allows you to do hook up to the old TV as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So that you can have the retro feel if you wanted to.
Wow.
With no RGB cords or HDMI cords or anything like that. It's pretty interesting. I ran across it on Facebook, as a matter of fact, today.
No, I've not seen that one. Definitely not. That's that one.
Now,
I've seen a Commodore 64 one, something similar to that, but not the Atari one. No.
Now, when it comes to getting into this conversation, we've got to know about your secrets, man. I was mentioning it to the guys the other day about you hold back secrets and don't tell people about your dark secret treasures when it comes to video games. Now these games you've been mentioning about when it comes to arcades, they're not just arcade games. I've actually watched your videos on that, and they're like these crazy morphed sci-fi freaking video arcade games where you can have virtual reality goggles and run around and shoot stuff.
Them, yeah.
Okay. Now, is there a way you can kind of get into that a little bit and explain some about those games?
Yeah, it's what the hell do you call Oculus Quest 2? Yeah, VR games. Yeah, I did do some of them. Again, a channel didn't do fantastic on it. Did okay, but nothing brilliant. And no matter what I do, it's always the arcade games that do well. I just keep. The trouble is with them is you can't just like set it up and play. Most of the time you've got to tweak it, you've got to adjust this, you've got to go into the settings, you've got to do this. Sometimes you could spend a whole day just trying to get one game to work, and it's like, I haven't got the time to do that, but I need to get back to them. There's a few I've got to do, and I think there's a Jurassic World arcade game, and one of the newest ones is going to be coming out on the emulator around Christmas time. And if that comes out, I will be releasing that as soon as possible. That'll be a Cinder light gun game as well. That's in arcades, but I think they're working on it, so hopefully we can have it at Christmas time. So I'll have that then to record. I'm definitely going to do that when it comes out. But for VR, no, I haven't used my VR for about over a year. I just no interest. I use my PS5, Xbox on occasion, PC gaming mostly now. For me now, mostly. That's what I do now.
It's weird hearing you say that, because I know, like, I know for a while there when you was messing around with Fruit Lab that you were really getting into those. But the heck, that's been what, a good 2 years ago, at least.
Yeah.
It's been a while back. See, you're the one that progresses. I'm always the one that stays in one spot, and freaking, I'm like, all of a sudden you've changed. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that you stopped doing that.
Yeah, I think as a YouTuber, you've got to, whatever format, game, whatever, I think you should be open to reinventing yourself. Not be stuck in a way. If you're doing something and it's not right, it's not quite working out, or you're getting less views, and you just feel something's not right, then reinvent yourself. And I've done that in life. I've done that loads of times, and even in my gaming, and even on my other channels, as you know, like Paranormal channel, for example. How many times I reinvented my format on there alone? You know, it's the same with the gaming. I'm exactly the same. You know, it's just you got to be open to it, because gaming can be like a, when you make a gaming video, it can be, it's obviously you're here in the game, but it can be a reflection of yourself, the way you talk, the way you are, how happy you are with the game. It can be a reflection of yourself as well. So I think that's important, because as people change, they should, maybe their gaming channels should change to reflect the different changes. Think, oh, I'm not playing this no more, I don't want to do this no more, I want to go into this. And if you want to do that, you do what you want to do, because you've got to keep it, you've got to be happy with it. You've got to keep yourself balanced, and you've got to like do stuff you enjoy. If you're doing stuff you don't enjoy just to get the views, sooner or later it's gonna end, because you're gonna get unhappy about it, and you just want to make content. And I've actually been in that situation before on another channel as well, so I know what I mean. You know, talking about in that sense. You know, as you know, my paranormal channel, the creepy videos I was doing, I was getting over 100,000, over 1 million views on some of them, and yet you think, oh my god, why would you change it? But I was just unhappy doing them. You know, it wasn't me. I wasn't happy. I changed as a person. That's the same with gaming. I bet there's people out there doing gaming stuff and think, oh, I got lots of views on this one, but I don't really want to play this no more. But they keep on doing it because they get the views. And it's wrong. No, leave it be. You know.
Now, see,
because at the end of the day, a gaming channel, you sell yourself in a sense. You sort of sell yourself. It's the person, the people. The gaming is good, yeah, but if people like your personality, if they like you the way you are, then that's what draws them to come back. More than sometimes I think just the game you're playing as well. You know, I think it's a big factor as well. That's just my opinion. You know.
Well, I mean, I've actually taken you up on that, because I've heard you say that a lot of times, you know. And like,
yeah.
with the games, if you notice, like the games I put out, yeah, there's a lot of variety there, but at the same time, these aren't like the #1 games that are up on YouTube. You know what I mean? You know how they rate them to, this is the most popular game being streamed and stuff like. None of my video games are like that. Like they're the games that I enjoyed playing by myself or with the kids, you know, the nephews and the nieces and my son and all that, you know. I don't like go looking for the most popular ones, and when I have to describe that to people, I usually say the same thing. I say, you know, look, this has nothing to do with, you know, worrying about views and stuff. These are games that I played with the kids, you know, things that I enjoyed doing with my family and just myself personally. So there are certain things that I've had, you know, that I've noticed. Like I've been having a conversation with Rapid here lately about Super Mario 64, and I told him, because he's into that kind of game, I'm like, look man, you need to go and relook at that. I was like, because that game is getting insane freaking views, and he likes the game too, I guess. I don't know, but I mentioned it to him, and the only reason why I said that was because it's very unusual when a game like Super Mario 64 outdoes all these popular games of today, you know, that I know it's outdoing because of my own analytics. And I think that's a part too that's important. Like if you see something like that, you need to remember, hey man, that's still a good idea. You just found a golden nugget, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He had a problem with it, but I told him, I was like, look man, you know, you got me to where I actually play Pokemon Yellow. You know, I was like, I actually like Pokemon Yellow, but I'm not sitting here telling you from the top of my lungs you need to do Pokemon Yellow again. I don't even really get into Super Mario 64, you know. And he thought about that, you know. It's a good idea just to do it, just because of views. I mean, I hate saying it, but it's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a balance there, is all I'm saying. I think you...
Yeah, niche as well. To be honest, if you record the latest stuff, there's probably millions of YouTubers doing exactly the same thing, so it's really hard for your videos to be discovered then. But as you say, a game like Super Mario 64, that's a niche market. That's probably why it's doing well. It's a niche, you know. It's a bit different. It's not the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, I try to avoid all. I have done some mainstream stuff, but I tend to generally avoid it because it's just like, well, everyone's doing it, you know. And I never really get far doing mainstream stuff ever, my channel. Yeah, it never does. It ever has done for me. But there we go. That's just, you know, for me.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's the reason why on your reviews they just come to a dead stop after a certain amount of time?
Yeah, it's because the reviews are mostly indie games, and it's like indie games, they can be hit and miss. You can really take off, but most of the time there's a lot of indie games as well, you know, and there are people doing indie games, but it's just, unless you're looking for that indie game, you're not really going to see that video, find that video, are you? That's the trouble, because people don't know about the game, so it's a bit of a catch-22 situation, you know what I mean? It's like, well, all you need is for one indie game to become a little bit popular, and if you've got a video review of it, boom, you're in the right place, and way to go, you're laughing. But it's like casting the fishing rod. You just, some you win, some you lose, you know. And in indie game reviews, most of the time I sort of lose, don't really get too far with them, but I enjoy them, you know, and it helps like developers out and stuff. And I do get developers sometimes comment on my videos and thank me, and that's nice, you know, for that, like. But I'm not busy enough channel to get the big game keys and stuff, not yet, you know. Very rare I get the bigger stuff at the moment anyway, so
it's interesting. Did you ever meet Spoofy Gamer?
Yeah,
goes by
I think so, yes, I think I did. I think I'm friends with him.
Mm-hmm. He likes to do reviews and stuff, and he does the indie games. Well, not really as a review. It's weird the way he does it. He just plays them.
Right, yeah.
I love Spoopy. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I liked him. Alright, yeah, he's alright. He is. He's funny as well sometimes.
Yeah, he is.
I find him quite funny in his videos.
And he does those things, man. And he finds the weirdest indie games I've ever seen anybody find on the internet, and I can't believe they actually have them out there, but he finds them. So
yeah, it's probably that site, I can't think of the name of it, a site where a lot of weird games and indie and unusual games, indie games are on there, but I haven't really done much with it, but I know of it. I just can't think of the name of it now. You may have them from there. Can't think of the name it's called. You can pay for games or not pay for them. It's up to you. Some you have to pay for, but they're usually given out by developers you to try out. I tell you who. What the heck's his name now? Oh, I can't think of the names now because I'm out of touch. There's one game that used to do a lot of them. What's his name? Oh, I probably see him now when I go back home and away. I see him. I just can't think of his name now.
The Beef Dog.
For American guy, I just can't think of his name. He's quite wild, quite mad, you know. I just can't think of his name. He does a lot of them games. I just can't think of what's called now.
I noticed Beef Dog is doing a lot of them too. You remember Beef Dog?
Oh, is he? Yeah, I know Beef Dog. Yeah, friends with him. Yeah.
I want to get him on here so that he can talk to us about wrestling. I don't think it's appropriate that an Englishman should be a fan of WWE. It's like that's an American thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like you guys should be drinking tea and eating, you know, crumpets and stuff like they do on the TV shows. Like,
yeah, I didn't watch WWE. I don't bother with it.
It's cool how he does things. Like he had a video where he had his girlfriend out in the parking lot, put the WWE heavyweight belt on, and I was like, oh hell no, dude, he didn't just do that, did he?
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Is Ian Rockstar Pool, is he still on Home and Away?
He is. He just doesn't post. Like he'll say that he's watching videos and stuff on the post, but he doesn't put a return video on there. So.
All right. Okay.
You have to go to his channel to do it. That makes sense why he does that. So. No,
I think
he's doing that because he is probably of the persuasion, it's growing in mine as well, that when you have a gaming channel or whatever content you're trying to increase your viewership on, if someone actually goes to YouTube, searches for your channel, and finds the video, that's more likely to get the algorithm to suggest your video more than an external click.
Yeah. I've got my opinions on that. Me and Sosie had butted headed a couple of times. The first time was on John's channel. Like, to me personally, what they call that is freaking what was it? Something search. What is it again, John?
Manual search.
Yeah.
Manual search. So yeah.
Manual searches is like freaking YouTube lore. There's absolutely no evidence proving that actually helps your algorithms, you know. And they've got other lore that's in YouTube. Like people think that if you take and you share their playlist for their videos that are being posted on your profile, that you're stealing their views, and that's not the case. That's not what it's doing. It's actually helping you.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to name no names. There was a couple of people. I used to watch their videos. Used to watch mine after I packed in WLC. Just we just did it. That's the way it was. And as time went on, I wasn't able to do that, even that, you know, so I had to say I just can't, watch his stuff. I just got no time. But there was one that was kept still watching my stuff, even though I said, I just can't watch your stuff back, whatever, I just can't do it. But this is the truth, God's honest truth. As I said to you, I've saw my algorithms rising, and my views from recommended videos growing and growing. Every time you watch one of my videos, it was like this rise of recommended videos would stop and go back a little bit. Every single time without fail. And it wasn't just me, there was one other chap noticed it as well. Both of us know, if we went a few weeks and he didn't watch any of our videos, and the rise would grow up and up again, for both of us, as soon as he watched both of our videos, because he was watching both pretty much at the same time, it would like stop, or pause, freeze. And I think it's because this person was tagged, because he did the WLC so much, extreme amount in fact, probably more than any of us here have done. and I think his channel got sort of like blacklisted because of it. And then when he was watching our channels, it was almost like he was like blacklisting us in a tiny way, and then obviously we'd move on again and it would be fine. But I did notice that, and so again, I'm not going to name the person because I'm good friends with them, but I have noticed that. So again, it's put me off going back to WC because of that.
Yeah.
Further, amongst other reasons.
Well, for me, for WLC, I've met amazing people like through it, and I haven't been doing it, but I do plan to get back to it. This time, I think I'm not going to put all my eggs in the same basket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not, because at one time, I thought that it was all about SEO and freaking watching likes and comments and stuff. But as the time went by, I started realizing that, and I was learning it even from what they say on YouTube, that in the beginning, when you're starting out, SEO is really important. But after you get a good following, you shouldn't have to rely on SEO at all to do anything for you, because you got all that data where you know where your followers are, what they're watching and what they like. So now I'm able to be a little bit freer with the things that I want to do, but that's a good topic, like with SEO and stuff. When you were first starting out compared to now, what's your take on all that?
To be honest, I hardly look at that at all. I don't know. All I'm noticed really is just I'm recommending videos, and
like, are you using
the
SEO?
fact that still, I don't really do much of that. No, to be honest. I try with the tags. Yes, try to get the tags. I try and fill my tags up. Yeah, but the tag rating and stuff like that. Okay, it could be higher, a lot higher than my videos could be, and it's supposed to affect. If you can get it right, it's supposed to help your channel. Yes, but I've never really gone into it in a big way. I do try and get like 100% tags. Fine, to my limited tag. I try and do that. Yeah, but I don't really look into the SEO. I've never done it. Never looked into it properly ever. So I don't really know much about it, to be honest. I don't know if Doug has on his side.
Now, what about you, Doug? Have you been using it?
It's hit and miss with me on SEO. Sometimes I do real well. I have yet to hit 100. I think I get high 90s when it comes to SEO. I'm a bit probably more like John, and I try and concentrate more on my tags.
Yeah.
I even, have gone now to the practice of misspelling, like maybe common misspellings in my tags. So if they misspell it, they find the video as well. But I'm finding mostly what I've been concentrating on for any of the channels is how I package the overall everything in its overall picture. So whatever game I'm playing, I gotta be enthusiastic about it. It doesn't have to be a super professional thumbnail, but something that's going to convey something about the video that's going to cause them to want to click on it. If they're not already following me. And I'm spending more time recently on the actual description of my video, so what the video is going to cover. Not that I think that a lot of people read it, it's just kind of, you never know, people respond to different things. And so I'm trying to make sure I'm doing a little bit of everything to make sure I kind of got all my bases covered without spinning on my plate, so to speak.
Yeah. Now, in category, are you guys using their category options in your settings, where you go down and like put the name of the game?
I think you just got to set the game in with mine. I don't think I've done anything.
Like
so for the gaming channel, I use gaming, and then I make sure I look for the game that I'm playing. If it's there in the list, I want to make sure I choose it, so that it already knows what the video is about.
Yeah, I use tags in the description, at the bottom. I do the tags of the videos. I do that, yeah. But I don't otherwise. No. The trouble is, in my arcade games, they're hard to find anyway, because they're not really they're not on any console, they're not on any PC, so it's an emulated game. It's not like an emulated Super Nintendo game, which is still a game in its own right. These are like never going to be on the PC, never going to be on a console, so they're a bit harder to find on YouTube anyway. So probably why they're doing so well, because it's a niche, niche market, so to speak. There's so many more I could do. I just don't have the time.
And see, that's what I was talking about. That's why I was talking about. That's your little golden nugget, your hidden treasure that you don't want to share with nobody. Right there, because you just said it. You see, it's a top secret.
Can you cut that out?
Don't want people.
No, honestly, it's hard going into the arcade stuff. It's worth it sometimes because you get it right. And like I say, I've got one video now on 2,000 views a month, 3,000 views a month. Without me doing a thing, I've never shared it or anything, and it's just like crazy. If I had them all doing that, well, I'd be laughing. But they don't. But there's still like my lowest video, recommended video, my top 10. I think my lowest one is into the hundreds, and again, all 10 of them are arcade games. I think the number 10 is still about 200 views from a video, and it goes up then, towards the top then.
That's
so
cool.
Pretty cool, It's nice to get to a stage where you don't have to work so hard to get success from your channel now, but I really worked hard in the early days to build it up. It's the hardest channel I've ever had to build out of all the channels I've done. So I've got I've got 4 channels over 1,000 subs. So yeah, and this was the hardest one, yeah, by far.
Now see, I was finally able to outsmart Rapid, because I convinced him to let me do arcade on his retro stuff, because we do retro games together in projects, and he finally agreed to do it. And that was one reason why I decided that we needed to go in and do arcades. We're not going to do a whole bunch of them, maybe 8 for January, but when it comes to the old retro games, which ones would you recommend?
Oh, it's hard to say. It depends what you enjoy as well. It's no point me recommending one and you don't enjoy that sort of stuff.
Well, just what do you enjoy? What would you say?
I like the old shooters, the arcade shooters. That's what I like. The main shooters and stuff. They're really old ones, like Time Crisis, stuff like that. I do enjoy them.
Didn't you do House of the Dead?
Yeah, I did all the House of the Dead ones, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that series. House of the Dead, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've done... there's only one House of the Dead game on the PC, and that's... it's called House of the Dead Typing of the Dead, but that's actually got House of the Dead Overkill built in. That's on Steam, and I played it right through on that. I started playing it through on the mega hard mode, but I never actually finished it, so it's one thing I've got to go back to. But going back to House of the Dead, when I was going through my arcade stage and my big way, I basically found every version of House of the Dead that there was, because there's arcade versions, there's a Sega Saturn version, there's the Xbox. House of the Dead 3 was on the original Xbox. That was also arcade as well. I found the arcade version of that. I recorded all of them. There's also House of the Dead with 2, where it was like a beta of it. I found that one. It was like a different sort of game. I think it was 1 and 2. I found versions of that, obscure versions of it. So I recorded them. And I recorded a new one out. Okay, there's 2 games on Steam. There's a new remake, yes. I recorded that as well on the Cinder. But I didn't enjoy that so much. It just wasn't the same, It's another character of the old games. But they're mega fun. House of the Dead 3, I think, is my favourite of all of them. It was pretty intense. Pretty crazy, that was.
No, that like, you can't top that, because like that was the one that, if you'd remember, I liked the best out of all of them. Whenever I freaking would make comments on it, like you'd put them freaking House of the Dead videos out, and I'm like, dude, that's freaking a trip. I just could not believe like the stuff that you have to do on that game, and it's really fast paced.
Also, I forgot. There's 2 arcade. I recorded House of the Dead 4, which is on PS3, but it's also on arcade. I recorded that, an arcade version of that, and I also did Scarlet Dawn, which is arcade exclusive. That was absolutely insane. Crazy game that was. That was pretty cool. I wish I had gone on the console, but it never did. It's an arcade exclusive. That was probably, again, I forgot about that one. It probably is my favourite as that one, because that was just totally wild. There's a scene there where you're trying to get on a helicopter and all the zombies are trying to get you and you're shooting them. It's just totally insane. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant. I'd love that to come on a console.
Now that's the one that had the circle, or the circus in it too, right? The crazy circus. With all the clowns and stuff.
No, that's is that 2? Is that I can't remember. I think it's in Scarlet Dawn. I can't remember now. Because I played them all, I just can't remember which is which now.
There was this crazy circus where you had to shoot the clowns and like they were
not Haunted Museum, is it? That was an arcade one. Or Carnival.
Yeah,
that was
Carnival.
House of the Dead, but that was similar.
Yeah, that could have been.
That was a crazy arcade game. Yeah, Carnival. That was mad.
It was something
really fast.
I was like, man, Doug, you really pulled it right out of the freaking pocket right there. I love that game. I mean, that was probably the one game that John said or played that I really, really enjoyed the most. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good call.
That was good. I did enjoy that. I did it with the Sinden and without the Sinden. With the mouse, it was just I relentlessly, because it was just so hard. Then with the gun, it was a little bit easier, but not much. It was totally wild, that game was. Yeah. Never been made these days. You'd never make it these days, something like that.
It's strange you said that, because like I've actually had a conversation with somebody about that, like especially the guns, you know what I mean? The like back in the day when Nintendo first came out, they had Duck Hunt, you know.
Oh yeah.
And like they've always tried to push the freaking shooter games ever since Nintendo first came out, it seems. And we were having a conversation about that, and I was like, do you think that over the years there's been quite a bit freaking of progress when it comes to shooter games, or do you think they really haven't really done all that great with it?
To be honest, the gaming industry sort of abandoned gun games after PS3. PS3, you had the PS Move, which you could use that as a shooter. After that, they pretty much abandoned it, the rail shooter games. PC still had them. And then private firms like Sinden and there's Aim Track and there's a few other ones, they bought Sinden games back. They bought the light gun games back onto the map. Sinden does it with got a built-in like camera, and you've got like if you've seen the videos, like a white border on the screens. It needs that just to see, you know, reflect it. Aim Track, I think, has got sensors you put on your screen, on the edge of your screen to use that. There's all different types. Let's say I used Sinden when it first came out, though. Sure, how popular it was like a 6-month waiting list to get a gun from it. It was so busy, and just people wanted them and couldn't get enough of them. Now I think they've caught up a bit now. It's a bit better now. But yeah, I absolutely love like the Alien games of stuff I do with Terminator games and stuff. Absolutely amazing with the Sinden gun. It's so much fun. It's just like being in an arcade again. Really good fun. And I've got to get back to doing them again when I can, but you know what I mean, you can't be everywhere, it's the trouble, you know.
Yeah. So,
but I do enjoy it. It's for letting off steam. Use nothing better. Transformers, a railgun game I got. I'm a light gun. You can't beat it. There's nothing better than that. Can't beat it.
No, that's the one thing that I really know that I enjoy about watching your videos is when you really get into the arcade stuff, you know. Now we're at 57 minutes. We got 3 minutes to go, so before we come to an end, I want first darker things to say some sweet, beautiful things to you if he can. And after that, I want to see if you can give some plugs about your platforms, networks, stuff like that. So go for it, Darker. Give them some.
Again, John, I just want to thank you for being the person that you are. You have always been willing to make time for me. No matter whether you were participating in WLC or whatnot, I knew if I just reach out to you. And it didn't just concerning gaming. So you are, in my estimation, one of the most phenomenal people I've met through my experience on Home Away from YouTube. And be generous with your times, your gifts, and not just when it comes to video production. And I want to thank you for your friendship, because it's meant a lot to me. There's been some times that weren't so great for me, and you allowed me to pick your brain, or you were just a willing ear to help me process stuff. So I want to say I thank you. And you made me not just a better content creator, but helped me be a better person, better father. So thank you.
Thank you very much. That's really nice thing to say. I don't look at myself as being anything just me, but I do appreciate what you said. It's really nice, and I do appreciate we are friends and we stayed friends after WLC and stuff. Because as I say, being friends with you was through WLC. That's how it started, and with some of the others like Crappy Gamer and big buddies of him, and there were the others, which there's quite a few. Like it's all, it's all good. And yeah, as I said earlier, you need to check your messages on Discord. I've sent you a few and you've not seen them or replied to them. So if you haven't had them, let me know and I'll resend them or something. Yeah.
Now,
so
before you go, it's like I said, I do want to say something, because he said some good stuff there, and I want to add something to that. Okay, you are you are somebody who freaking influenced me too when it came to a lot of this stuff. Okay, and it just doesn't seem to be the same without you on Home Away from YouTube. So it would be really awesome if you did come back. So I'll send you the invite, okay? And we'll get you back on there, because being honest, you belong on there. We don't care if you do WLC or not, because you influenced a lot of people. You should have heard some of the stuff that everybody was saying about you on the interview that we did earlier. It was just amazing how much admiration people's had for you on that network. I mean, so
I bragged about you on my video a lot when the interview you did with me. I couldn't say enough about you.
Mm-hmm. So we miss you.
I still haven't finished watching that video. I started watching it. I got halfway through and I still haven't finished it. So much time I got now,
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks to everyone who did. It's really nice. Sort of like, it helps you. Everyone has their bad days, when people say stuff like Doug and like Roger said, it just sort of thinks, okay, maybe I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Because we all have our bad days. We all have our days and think, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And we all have them, don't we? But it's just nice. People say nice things, and it's really appreciated.
Okay, so now you got to give your plugs.
Alright, it's going to take a while. My main gaming channel is Old John's Gaming World. I've got another channel, Old John's Dungeon Crawlers, which is just about stuff like Diablo, stuff like that. I got another channel, No Muggles Allowed, which is just about Harry Potter stuff. And that's my three gaming. The only gaming ones you want, innit? You don't want my other ones, do you?
All of them. Go ahead.
Alright, you want my other? Okay. Well, I got a main paranormal channel is Wonderful World of Weirdness. Just started a new paranormal channel called Mystical Awakens TV. I got another paranormal channel, It's a Weird World. which has not been updated for about 2-3 years. And I got another channel, I don't even know if it still exists. It's got about 1,800 subs, but it's called Amazing World We Live In, somewhere. And I think that's all of them.
Okay.
So only is that 7?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's all of them, yeah.
So,
on
what else?
Go on.
Go ahead.
On Mines as well, same as you. Old John one on Mines. On Rumble, I don't really do much of Rumble though, to be honest. I can't remember what my name is on there. I'm on Rumble as well. I don't get on Odyssey, you know. My gaming channels are on my Old John's Gaming World channels on Odyssey as well. I think that's about it, is it? I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I forgot all about the other stuff. That's why I was accidentally butted in on you. I apologize about that. I forgot how much you actually had on the platforms, because like you're on Odyssey, Rumble, and you're on Minds, plus you're on YouTube. Okay. Now, do you have Twitch or Twitter?
Yeah, I got a Twitch account, but the thing is, there's nothing on there at the moment, because if you don't do videos after 14 days, they delete them, which is really rubbish, because I've done loads on there. They're just no longer there, so I just don't like that fact, really. I prefer YouTube. At least the stuff stays on YouTube. That, you know, if you do them on there.
Sounds good. You want to say anything else, Darker Things?
No, I'll just make sure I check my messages and get back to you. Thank you, John.
Okay. And with that, we can go ahead and end the show. I want to thank you for being here, Darker Things, and Old John, and we wish to have you back at some other point if you'd be more than welcome to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We do panels like this. Like we've got Darker Things on the panel, and you're welcome to come back as a panel member, or if you want to make updates on what's going on your channel, you can do that too on here. Let people know on the Home Away from YouTube server what's going on with you and stuff. So, and thanks for coming back to the platform, or the server. That's another big deal. That means we scored one for the home team, you know. Got you back. So
yeah, well, I accept it now. When you after this finish, when you send it to me, Friday I'm not blocked for some reason. I don't know if I don't think it shouldn't be. I left on pretty good terms, so
yeah. So
the only reason I left was because I was a moderator, and I just it was like it was usually me or one of the, I think it was Zach, were the only ones who were like resetting the WLC, because I think Sammy was off with the children at the time, and so she wasn't getting on the computer till late, and it was a real bind, you know, especially if you forget, and then you have people giving you a hard time because you hadn't reset the WLC, and I just thought, well, I'm not even doing it anymore. That's why I left, then, you know, because of that.
Yeah.
Because of that reason. But there we go.
Well, we want you back, and we'll have you back as a member. That way you don't have to do all that stuff. So
yeah,
I will let you guys go, and thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you very much.
You too.